Dear Ministers, Your Excellencies, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants of the Idaho Forum, it is a particular pleasure and honor for me that I can greet you on behalf of the government of Montenegro in such an important event as this is. As you know, Montenegro has recorded in the last couple of years significant progress in the field of the protection of human rights, including the rights of LGBT persons. We are unanimous in describing the last couple of years as years where we have made significant progress in understanding the rights of LGBT persons. And we can say that we now have the open dialogue about these issues in Montenegro. We are aware of our reality and social environment, and we are also aware of our results, but we are also determined in our intention to build an open society which will respect the equality and the policy of diversity, where all the citizens are equal before the law and have the right to enjoy all their rights fully, regardless of any personal feature, including their sexual orientation and gender identity. We are determined to continue fighting homophobia and transphobia in the society and through well-designed policies to impact the accepted norms of traditional and patriarchal behaviors. But that is a process, and Montenegro is not different from any other country in the world. It's always like that. Our policy is very clear, and in a nutshell, it is to ensure that nobody lives in fear and that nobody is invisible, regardless of any personal feature he or she might have. That is our policy, but also the obligation in line with our constitutional and legal guarantees, but also modern trends that Montenegro is strongly committed to in the spirit of Euro-Atlantic integration. Today's third Idaho Forum 2015 should discuss the progress that we have achieved so far in this field. In the first ministerial meeting in 2003 within the Idaho Forum, which took place in The Hague, the ministers of 11 countries of the European Union signed the invitation to a comprehensive approach in LGBT policies on the level of the European Union and wider. That was then submitted to the European Commission. That call was later on extended and supported by many countries, including Montenegro. This call actually initiated the process of coordinated international efforts in fighting homophobia and transphobia on all the levels. Agency for Fundamental Rights of the European Union, also on the level of the European Union, invited the development of processes to eliminate barriers in this field. The largest research about LGBT persons discovers and reveals that the fear of the members of the LGBT community is widespread in Europe. And that made us all come here today. That reminds all of us and invites all of us to act together. We should try to find answers together to the challenges that lie ahead of us. I firmly believe that the facts are the best defense from the myths and the stereotypes that affect negatively LGBT persons and violate their human rights and freedoms. And I think that's the best way to eliminate the barriers and fight in all the countries and all the fields of life of LGBT persons. In the last couple of years, the government of Montenegro has been working very committedly on defining the clear ideas in the policy for fighting discrimination and to ensure better visibility of LGBT persons in our community. And we continually work on training in various fields, and we give open support and try to raise awareness among a wider population. This is a process which requires time, and we are very grateful to any support that we get. We have been actively working on improving the legislation and other measures, and we want to see in our legislation and policy and practice that we are guided by the recommendation of the Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe. We improved the laws on anti-discrimination and the law on Ombudsman of Montenegro. We amended the criminal legislation, the criminal code particularly, and now it is aggravating circumstance for sentencing if somebody committed a crime out of hate based on gender identity and sexual orientation of a person. We started dialogue about registered partnership, and our intention is to prepare the field for adoption of this important piece of legislation. All of this recommended us. So last year, in the Idaho Forum, organized by the governments of Sweden and Malta, together with Malta, we got the attribute of the country with the best policy or most successful policy in this field. This definitely was a recognition of our success. And our activities opened the door for us to be a host to such an important event as Idaho Forum 2015. It is very important that we continue following this process that we started, the process of international coordinated efforts in fighting transphobia and homophobia on all the levels. And in that we should take into account the realistic needs of the LGBT community. That would require continuous work on analyzing the attitudes in the society and facing the stereotypes that are aimed against LGBT persons. I assure you that Montenegro is fully committed to the respect of universal human rights and that it is serious in building its society that will respect all the differences. After the meeting in Malta, the third Idaho Forum focuses on the dialogue about the issues of violence and crimes motivated by hate due to gender identity and sexual orientation. Our idea is to coordinate this and to try to help that the institutional approach and responses are designed on the basis of the implementation of the best practice and to encourage mutual cooperation in our fight against discrimination through exploring the legislative instrument and operational programs that are used in the world. In order to strengthen these efforts, the ministers of our neighboring countries joined us in publishing the joint declaration about ending the hate crimes against LGBT persons, promoting the policies of equality, diversity and inclusion of LGBT persons. We are very honored that the Idaho Forum 2015 brought together very high representatives of national governments, the Council of Europe, European Commission, European Parliament, representatives of the executive bodies and informal LGBT focal point network, representatives of European governments, representatives of academy and activists of NGOs and international organizations dealing with LGBT issues. I would like, on behalf of the government of Montenegro, to thank you warmly for support that you are showing us. I would like to wish you all successful work, and I would like to proclaim this forum open.